Grand Rising. Welcome to Healing Hype Man. This is going to be a little intro video to your September reading. Three things I'm going to focus on is the Pisces full moon that takes place on the 20th, Mercury Retrograde, which is on the 26th of September, and then I'm also going to do messages from the universe, messages from spirit. I kind of want to go over the Pisces full moon first, and then the Mercury retrograde, and then we'll kind of get into your cards. If you don't care for what I have to say, then you can certainly skip ahead to the card portion of it as well. If you're watching this on Instagram, you're only going to see up to 15 minutes. So link is in my bio so that you can see the full video on YouTube. And yeah, let's get right into it. I kind of just want to get straight to the point. I don't want to be as chatty because I don't want it to be as long, but I want to give you as much information as I can and as many messages as possible. Take what resonates and let the rest flow. Let's begin. So full moon in Pisces, right? So Pisces being a water element, so we're definitely going to have a big emphasis on our feelings here. It's a mutable sign, so it's all about adapting. And Pisces is a 12th house, so it's a lot about mystical energy, magical energy in some senses, right? Things that are unseen, things happening in the unknown, and that's a massive trust that you have, realizing that there's a lot of things going on in the realm of the unknown that you're not aware of. Really diving into your gifts and being your intuition, connecting with your guides and angels, and just kind of connecting to source in general. Heavy with the dream aspect, lots of dreams coming to life. If you have a dream journal, I highly suggest you start one if you don't have one, and kind of tapping into that understanding what your subconscious and your dreams are trying to tell you. The 12th house is connected to our dreams and our subconscious. Like I just said, it's connecting to things that are not necessarily spoken all the time, but they are there in the unknown, right? Things you should focus on. Looking at the lessons learned from Aries season, from the Aries full moon through now. So it's Pisces, which is the last sign in the zodiac. So it's really taking a look at everything that has gone on since the first full moon. And the moon's going like 6-month cycles, so it's been a while. The endings of things, the closure that you're probably going to gain. It's the bridge into balancing spirituality and practicality, right? Think of it as the bridge that is balancing your spiritual self into your everyday, day-to-day life, right? Because we are in Virgo season, which is your day-to-day, how you analyze your day-to-day activity, right? And they're opposites from each other on the natal chart. So balancing spirituality with our practical life, Virgo energy, practical day-to-day, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, our normal routines, right? Emphasis on tapping into your gifts so that you can balance practicality and spirituality, full moon in Pisces. I always wondered where I got that, because I say it a lot, and I got it from this Moonology deck. Balance spirituality and practicality. Other transits to focus on that are taking place here with Mars in Libra, right? Libra being balance, Mars being anger, right? There might be difficult triggers that might come up. Mars is force. Libra, it's all about balance. So focus, pay attention to that as well. Other Moon is conjuncting Neptune. Neptune lives in Pisces as well. So this is like a double dose of Pisces energy. So really heavy on our dreams and our inner needs and our emotions. A lot of emotions are going to be coming through. A lot of sensing of our emotions are going to be coming through. Right? A lot of nerves. I'm actually a little nervous right now, to put it in that sense, to do this, right, to this reading. So it's just nerves and doubting ourselves, right? Sensitivity is going to be very high during this time. We can easily be manipulated by others unconsciously, right? They don't even realize that they're doing it, but they're doing it in to gain some sense of control over you without even realizing it unconsciously. So be cautious of that, right? Tap into your intuition to avoid things like that. Don't buy into fake illusions. Right? This is the opportunity for you to realize what's real and what's fake, what's reality and what's fantasy. The Moon card, right? Confusion in your emotions, but this is a time to utilize your intuition in order to gain perspective on what's actually going on. Now let's talk about Mercury retrograde. Mercury is partnerships. Mercury is the mind as well. The mind, how we speak, how we communicate, and it's in Mercury retrograde is taking place in Libra. Okay, that is why I definitely put partnerships and relationships. So this Mercury retrograde is going to focus on your relationships and partnerships. Libra is balance, union, right? Balancing the scales. Now, retrograde, things from the past, right? So things from the past might come up. That's why I spoke a lot about closure. There might be huge emphasis on things, looking for closure and gaining closure, or coming to the forefront from years ago that you didn't even realize you needed closure. You don't need the closure, right? You might have already done the work, but it's going to come in some form of way. A big desire to please people, tuning into other people and their views, right? That's like the confused, like double-sided Pisces energy, like you need other people's opinions. That's also the Libra energy, like indecisive, undecisive, passive-aggressive energy. That's the Libra aspect. And Mercury being in that sense, you're going to look for other people's views and values before your own, right? Make sure to look at your personal views first. And then, oh my gosh, we also have Mars in Libra, right? There's a big sense of anger, out of balance, right? Be harmonious when it comes to things. So a lot of things in Libra. Mars being in Libra with Mercury retrograde, there's going to be a little bit of an anger aspect there. So pay attention to that. Things from the past that we put aside will come up, right? That's things that you probably don't even want to address, but now is the time to address them. And the ultimate focal point here is, are you being clear? Are you sacrificing the right things for your partnerships? Look at your values, your belief systems. Are you sacrificing the right things, or are you just trying to people please? You'll kind of know how that works best for you. For each person, it might be different. And then lastly, I'm going to pull a messages from Spirit from the spellcasting deck. And I'll kind of go deep into what the book has to say for that message. Be sure to check your sun, moon, and rising signs. I would do that since there's a lot of messages that can come through, and I'm pulling cards on each topic, so it might be different for each sign. So I would suggest looking at your sun, moon, rising, and then we can take it from there. And let's get into the cards, right? Gemini, welcome to your September messages, where we're talking about the full moon in Pisces, Mercury retrograde for you, and then messages from Spirit. Let's just spray some repel. Let's get into it. From the Moonology deck, we'll talk about the full moon in Pisces and a situation or the topic here that wants to come out for Geminis is show the world the real you. Right, keep in mind everything I kind of mentioned about what Pisces full moon is, very magical time, right? And it's also the last sign in the zodiac, so it's a lot of things from the past, we're just looking back at everything from the past until now and adding that little bit of magic to it. Wow. Now, the other two cards are courage and confidence, and your first card out when we're talking about the moon is the strength card, the Fool, and the Wheel of Fortune. Show the world the real you, and I see that it's a very you are a different person, Gemini. You are a different person. You have put a lot of vulnerability into play, and you are just living new beginnings here. You are willing to be a fool in order to be a master, and you kind of accept that. And there's nothing but new beginnings, new chapters spinning in your favor here. This full moon in Pisces really might make you realize, how much more of a spiritual being you are, and putting that into practicality and Six of Swords, going to a better place. You are getting on the boat and leaving some things that might be chaos. It can very well just be your mind and the belief systems you might have had in the past, and being in a much more vulnerable state of mind and seeing the magic in things and kind of just going in a different direction. The card just symbolizes that you're going to a place, you're heading in a direction that is much more peaceful and quiet. And with the Wheel of Fortune and new beginnings, very well can have been from heartbreak situations that changed your life. Heartbreak situations that changed your life here. Scorpio energy. Three of Swords, things that might have hurt you, and that's what kind of, now it's time to show the world the real you. Have the confidence to show the world this new person that you are. Oh my God, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Let's talk about Mercury retrograde. What lessons? From the lessons deck, I pulled courage. Okay, let's see what this is here. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Wow. Some of you could be dealing now. Mercury retrograde is going to bring people, places, and things from the past. It's in Libra, so it's most likely will be in some sort of partnership or relationship aspect, and it's all about bringing balance and union. So if it comes back, it's more, and right, with the Pisces full moon, it's asking you to, okay, use the magic that you've learned, your spiritual being self, and balance the scale out officially. Balance the scale out the way it needs to be balanced, right? Neutrally, not being passive aggressive, and not being aggressive. Be very careful with that Mars energy. Mars is in Libra. It can be some things can get very aggressive, Gemini. So be careful how you speak, right? Because your words can sting people. But it's here we have courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Right? That's the lesson here, that you have the courage that it takes in order to face fear in the face. And again, with being in Mercury retrograde as the topic here, things might come up from the past and that you might have put aside, and now it's coming back to the forefront. Two of Swords, having to make difficult decisions. Nine of Wands, wounded soldier, right? You very well might have gone through a lot of damaging things that have made you a wounded warrior. You might have been wounded. I think we all might have been wounded in our past, but you are a warrior in all senses. Four of Swords. And the High Priestess, here she is. Here's that intuition, but trusting your intuition, right? Difficult decisions should not scare you. I'm courageous enough. I've been wounded. I've gone through so much in my life. I've also done a lot of the self-work. I pulled back. There might be things you might not even know with this fourth sword being down here, which is interesting because the High Priestess has secrets. Things might come up. Secrets might come up, but you need to have the courage that you can actually face this and don't run away from it. That's shadow work. Something comes up. Something comes up for you. Situation, people, places, things, right? You have that confidence and that courage that you can face this fearful thing that might have scared you in the past, that might have wounded you at some point in time. Face that. Move forward with it. Trust your intuition, magic that's in you, through you, it flows through you, and you can actually face this fear. Might be worried here, right? I understand worry. I understand that, but have the courage to kind of get through that. That is real shadow work. When you're facing your fear, have the courage to face your fear. Have the courage to face what might hurt you. And the Magician, of course, you guys would come up here. You have all the tools you need in order to manifest what it is that you want. Right? The Magician has all the tools he needs in order to manifest what he wants on the table. You have more. You are more than prepared, right? Which is interesting because the Fool here is card 0. And then we go to card 1. He's not prepared. He just has the drive and the will and the desire to go forward, prepared or not, thinking he's prepared. And then he goes through all the zodiac signs. The Emperor. It's the journey of the Fool. That's the Tarot. Magician. More than prepared. More than prepared to handle what it is that you need to do. Own it. Messages from Spirit. Confidence. See, there's a lot of confidence, courage here. Oof. I'm not sure if I'm going to title these. Make sure you check out your sun, moon, and your rising sign, because they're all going to be different aspects, since I'm pulling cards on each topic, it might resonate with you differently. Confidence. Let's see what this is about. Messages from Spirit. What do we need to know about confidence? Ace of Pentacles. New opportunity that you have control over. Page of Cups. Page of Swords. Okay, so there's a little bit of whether you have to learn something, or there's something here that's fresh and new. Very well can be your confidence. Very well can be your confidence in a financial sector as well, that you have control over, that you have more control over than you think. Right, but I think it came from a place of learning. We learned how to communicate. Right, be careful how you communicate during Mercury retrograde. Can't even get it out. And you've also relearn some of your emotional groundings, your emotional stability, and what satisfies you, and what you kind of want to play with, and what you can't play with, and what your heart can handle and what your heart can't handle. But I really think that this is confidence, and these new opportunities are coming your way for you to take control over, coming from a place of learning, relearning. I'm going to say it. We all relearn things more than once. We all relearn things over and over and over again. And I was always hesitant to talk about telling people like, oh, there might be something you have to relearn. No, I think you've already done that. You've dabbled in that aspect, right? And now you're kind of in this control aspect, Aries energy, that you can kind of take control over certain things. Quite new offers are coming here, so be confident and have courage to face fear in the face, and have confidence and strength. Like, you can't get any more than, like, this is super Leo vibes. Some of you might have a lot of heavy Leo in your chart. Right? Own this magical moon. Put your spirituality into practicality and test it out. That's the only way you're going to actually grow from it. You can be a spiritual being all you want, but until you actually balance it into your day-to-day, you want to live in a 5D vibration. You don't want to just practice 5D vibration. Let's pull a fallback card here for you. All is temporary. It's okay not to feel your best. Like the moon, we go through phases. Give yourself time to get back your groove. This too will soon pass. Give yourself time. Be patient with yourself. Nothing needs to happen right away. This confidence wasn't built overnight. We go through phases. Give yourself time to get your groove back. Right? Whether that's relearning things and trying to balance out spirituality, practicality, how I recommunicate, how I think I want to be loved, or how I can love, or how much I can love. Right? You're doing the work, and the message here is confidence for you. Have the confidence and the courage and the strength to get it done. I hope this message resonates with you, Gemini. I'll see you guys soon.